Welcome to another video from the Be Better channel. Have you ever found yourself yearning, even longing for love, feeling like it's a missing piece that would finally complete your life? Society often portrays love as the ultimate goal, the pinnacle of the human experience, the magical solution to all our problems. But what if we were to say that this relentless pursuit of love could actually be more of an obstacle than a help in finding true happiness and contentment? Hello, and welcome to our deep exploration of a perspective that may challenge everything you've been taught about love. Today, we'll rewind time and delve into the wisdom of the ancient Stoics, a philosophy founded in the 2nd century. Music, supreme, is based on the knowledge that the wise live in harmony with the divine reason that governs the nature of the Stoics had insightful observations about our emotions, especially when it came to love. They believed that our emotions should not rule us but rather, we should understand and control them. What could this have to do with our modern quests for love? Join us as we unravel historical teachings and explore why we believe we shouldn't pursue love by diving into the historical perspective on love. It's essential to understand the views of some of its most influential thinkers. Music developed significantly for the interpretation, music, including love. He believed that love is a natural and necessary part of life but cautioned against letting it consume us. Like all emotions, love must be moderated and controlled. It shouldn't become an obsession that deviates us from our path towards virtue and wisdom. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and devout Stoic, expressed similar sentiments in his famous work, Meditations. He emphasized the importance of maintaining control over our emotions, reminding us that we have the power to shape our perceptions and responses. Epictetus, a former slave-turned-philosopher, taught that our tranquility depends on distinguishing what we can control from what we cannot. While we cannot control if someone loves us, we can control how we respond to those feelings. At the core of Stoicism is the concept of preferred indifference. These are aspects of life that are neither inherently good nor bad but contribute to a good life if used correctly. Love, for the Stoics, falls into this category. It's not a virtue in itself, nor is it inherently bad. Instead, love is something that can add value to our lives but should not be our ultimate goal or determine our happiness. This is a truly radical perspective, especially in contrast to narratives that often teach us that love is the ultimate source of happiness and fulfillment. However, the Stoics argued that true peace comes from within, not from external factors or even love itself. But what do we mean when we talk about pursuing love? Essentially, pursuing love is making the search for a romantic partner the primary goal of life. It is the relentless pursuit of love, often excluding other pursuits in personal development. When we constantly pursue love, we seek someone to complete, satisfy, and give meaning to our lives. At first glance, this may not seem like a problem. After all, love is a beautiful and enriching part of the human experience. However, upon deeper examination, it becomes clear that this mindset can lead to a series of problems. Firstly, it places our happiness in the hands of another person. When we relentlessly pursue love, we often tie our self-esteem and happiness to whether or not we are in a romantic relationship. When single, we may feel incomplete or as if we are failing. The Stoics would argue that this is a misguided source of value. They believed in finding satisfaction within ourselves rather than seeking external factors. Secondly, when we focus so much on finding love, we may neglect other important aspects of our lives, such as personal growth, passions, or friendships. We can become so engrossed in our pursuit that we lose sight of our individuality and the qualities that make us unique. Thirdly, pursuing love can lead to unhealthy relationships. When our primary goal is to be in a relationship, any relationship may do. We might overlook warning signs, tolerate abuse, or settle for partners who are not suitable for us. Desperation to find love can cause us to lose sight of what a healthy, respectful relationship should be. Ultimately, pursuing love can become an endless and unsatisfying quest. We are always in search of love, always living in the future, always seeking the next. We are never present, never satisfied with what we have now. As Epictetus said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." Pursuing love can lead to a life of dissatisfaction, music, and ultimately unhappiness. However, this does not mean that the Stoics were against love, quite the contrary. They valued love but advocated for a different and more mindful approach. Let's delve into the Stoic lessons on love. Take Epictetus, for example, an ancient slave who became one of the most influential historical philosophers. His lessons focused on the idea of control, distinguishing between things we can control and those we cannot. According to Epictetus, love falls into the latter category. In his teachings, he advised, remember that you must behave in life as at a banquet. If something is being passed around and comes to you, reach out your hand and take your share with moderation. If it passes by you, don't try to detain it. It hasn't come to you, it's not your portion. It's the same with life, if a wife, if a child, if a wealth, and the same way, be cautious with love. Enjoy it when it is present in your life, but don't try to desperately grasp it when it is absent, nor hold on to it tightly when it passes by. What he is saying here is that we should appreciate love when it enters our lives, when it is present, but not try to desperately cling to it when it is absent or hold on to it tightly when it moves on. Another prominent Stoic philosopher, Seneca, taught that we should love without attachment, knowing that all things are temporary. This does not promote emotional despair or indifference but fosters resilience to change and loss. He advised, he who loves with desire is always distressed. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and historical philosopher, expressed similar sentiments in his Meditations. He wrote, accept the things to which fate binds you, and love the people with whom fate brings you together, but do so with all your heart. This advice encourages us to fully commit to love when it enters our lives, but to do so sincerely without desperation. These historical lessons on love guide us towards a healthier and more resilient approach. They advise us to appreciate and enjoy love fully when it is present in our lives, but not to make it the exclusive focus of our lives or the sole source of our happiness. In essence, love should be a part of our lives, not the entirety of it. Embracing the historical perspective of not pursuing love can significantly improve your life. This may seem contradictory in a world where we are often encouraged to pursue what we want with relentless determination. However, Stoicism teaches us a more nuanced approach. Firstly, not pursuing love can lead to a profound sense of emotional resilience. When we no longer tether our happiness and self-esteem to whether we are in a romantic relationship, we become less susceptible to emotional turmoil. By taking a step back and not fervently seeking love, we can create emotional balance that remains stable regardless of whether love is present in our lives. Secondly, not pursuing love promotes self-realization. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that we need someone else to complete us. However, Stoicism promotes the idea that we are already whole and capable of finding fulfillment within ourselves. By ceasing to pursue love, we can dedicate more time and energy to personal growth, self-understanding, and the development of our passions and interests. Learning to find satisfaction within ourselves makes us more self-sufficient and resilient. It's not about avoiding love or being indifferent to it, but allowing love to come to you in its own time and manner. The transition from a mindset of pursuit to self-realization is not an easy task. It requires introspection, patience, and commitment. So how can we put these practical historical principles into our daily lives? Here are some practical steps you can take. Self-awareness. Recognize your patterns. Are you constantly seeking validation from others, jumping from one relationship to another out of fear of being alone? Be honest with yourself about these patterns, as it is the first step toward change. Self-love. Instead of seeking external love, start cultivating it within yourself. Practice self-care activities, explore your interests, and build a life that you love, regardless of whether you are in a relationship. Remember that you are already complete. Embrace solitude. The Stoics valued solitude as it provides space to understand oneself, reflect, and grow. Dedicate time to be alone and learn to appreciate your own company. Patience. In an era of dating apps, it's easy to become obsessed with the pursuit of love. Practice patience and allow love to unfold organically and at its own pace. Conscious relationships. When entering a relationship, keep Stoic principles in mind. Maintain your independence, don't make the relationship your sole source of happiness, and ensure there is mutual respect and understanding. Emotional resilience. Learn to better handle your emotions. Stoicism doesn't mean feeling nothing but not allowing emotions to control your actions and decisions. As a starting point for healthier emotional responses, remember that this is a journey, and there will be days when it's challenging, and that's okay. Change takes time, but with each step you take, you're closer to a life of emotional resilience, self-realization, and healthier relationships. The Stoics taught us to appreciate love when it's present, let it go when it's not, and always maintain our internal peace and self-respect. As the renowned historical philosopher said, the man who is serene and tranquil is not the one who has fled from things, but he who is his master. We all aspire to become masters of our emotions and our lives. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Stoicism and its perspective on love. If this video brought value to you, consider giving it a like and sharing it for more content like this. Remember, personal improvement is a journey we're all on together. Until next time.